All right, so we're finishing up lesson 2-13 from yesterday. We're working on finding patterns, and then we're going to practice our addition and our subtraction. We did these two yesterday, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now we're looking at this pattern. It goes 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10. Try and figure out what the next one would look like and draw that. Braden started on it yesterday and I caught him. Remember that, Braden?
No. Yes.
Which one is it? No or yes?
Yes.
It was one of those moments you didn't want to tell me, wasn't it?
No.
Yes?
John.
And while you're waiting, you can try and write down what pattern you see. And I know you're not going to be able to draw it perfect, and that's okay. You just do your best. Heck, I'm going to try it on the smartboard. And our smartboard, we all know how well that works.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh no, it's in pretty much
So
the
what?
exact same spot.
Now it's not.
What?
Okay, so what should we have with this? How does it change? Porter, what did you do?
Since that for number 1 there's just one block.
Yeah.
2, it's like 2 times. So I did a 5 by 5, but each time a block went up, I moved the block back.
What I kind of like about what you said, and I elbow touch there, that's not the smartboard's fault, that's mine. What I kind of like that you said is that it's kind of like doing a 5 by 5. So at the bottom, you would have started with 5 blocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he said like each row that you go up, you're taking one away, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I kind of like how he said it. Can you guys see how this could be a 5 by 5 array? But then on this next level, how many should there be, Porter?
4,
And then
3,
3, 2,
and
and
then 2, 1.
excellent. Porter, I think you did a really good job of explaining that to us. So now we want to look at what pattern we see, or how can we explain the pattern. That might be a little hard to put into words. Has everybody kind of had enough time to think about that? Or do we need more? Anybody need more time?
I got it.
Okay.
I know it.
Excellent. It sounds like most of us have had enough time. So I'm going to draw a stick and see who can explain to us what the rule is. Elizabeth, who's playing with her scissors. That's going to be on the interweb and everyone's going to know.
It gets it will add like, because if the number's 2 and you have 1 block on, it adds 2 more blocks.
Okay? So this time it added 2 more, because you had 1, then you had 3. Actually, this time it's adding 3 more.
Yeah, I said add like whatever the next number is, because like if you started with 1, then on that first on that first block, you would put 2 on the other 2 sides, and then same with 3, you would put 1, 2, 3, and then with 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5.
Okay, I think I understand what you're saying. Macy, how did you see it?
I see that it goes like 1 box, 2 box, and you're counting like up until you get to 5.
So maybe a way to say this would be each step, we're adding 1 more box than the previous step. Because, and that might be a little confusing too, but here we're adding 4, the next step you're adding 5. But everything else stays, right? So you're adding 1 more than the previous step to what's already there. So let's think about this. Figure out how many are in step 5. Count them, figure it out. How many are in step? Make sure that you wrote down what the pattern was, too. I'll give you guys a minute if you haven't written that down.
What was it?
Maybe you should try and figure that one out now. Because I did say it a couple times, we had a couple people share, and they were pretty right on their sharing. Hurry. Okay, so how many were in the 5th step? How many were in the 5th step class?
15.
15. So how many would be in the 6th step? And write that in for letter C. I'm staying here so you guys can see the pattern. Does anybody need the pattern anymore?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to scroll down. How many would be in the 6th step, and how did you figure it out, Delia?
16. Because it's 1 more than 15.
Well, but Delia, take a look. Here's our pattern. See that? How many am I going to add down here now?
6.
Yeah, so to get to this step, I'm adding 6. So what would I have to do to this number?
Well, 6.
Yeah, so how many should I have, Delia?
21.
Very good. So the 6th one should be 21. Delia, do you see how that works? We're not adding just 1 more. We're adding 1 more than we added the last step. In the 5th step, we added 5. The 6th step, we're going to add 1 more than that. We're going to add 6. And then the 7th step, we'll add 7. So now, because that's why it's important, is the next step they want to know is the 10th one. So here's what I would do. We're at the 6th step. I would just figure out how many to get to the 7th. Then once I get that, I'd figure out the 8th. Then I'd figure out the, to get me to the,
10.
give you guys a minute to work on that. So in the 6th step, you were at 21. How many do you need to add to get to the 7th step? I'll tell you. That's how many to get, we want the 10th step. You just did the 7th. That's not enough steps.
Oh.
Can you put how we figured it out?
Does it ask you to do that?
Yes.
Sure. Okay, so there's an easier way to do this. What I would do, to get to the 7th step, you just need to add 7. Then 8 to get to the 8. Then 9. Then 10. So you could just add those up. So here's a hint for some of you. How many am I adding to get here?
7,
7 plus
8, 9, 10.
This is really like doing 21 plus 7 plus, good job, plus 8 plus,
9, 10 plus.
so it's really just like doing an addition problem, isn't it? Then make sure you explain how you did it, not just saying I added. Be more descriptive. Because I'm not going to name any names, but there's some of you who might just say, I added. If you chuckled, it might be you. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I am too. Well, you should find different people to work.
All right. Even if you're not done, you can work with us. So here's what I do. When I look at my ones column, guys, and maybe I should probably write this bigger so people can see it. Because I'm betting the people on the Zoom can't see it very well. I'm taking how many I had in the 6th step, which is 21, and I'm adding 7 for the 7th step, 8 for the 8th. Oh, that's not working because the black writing isn't working, is it? More problems than a math book today. 7 for the 7th step, 8 for the 8th step, 9 for the 9th step, and 10 for the 10th step. And that 10's probably not great either because I didn't line up my place values. Even I messed that up. So here's what I do. When I'm adding all of these together, what I look for is, are there ways to make groups of 10? So when I look, I see this 1 and this 9. That's 10. Now I'm just going to add the 7 and the 8. 7 plus 7 is 14, so 7 plus 8 is?
15.
So in my ones column, how much do I have?
25.
25. Now it's okay to do this on the side if it helps you. I don't care. You need to do the things that will make you successful. Do you think I needed to do that on the side?
No.
No, but might you?
Yes.
Are there some of you who don't need to do that?
Yes.
No, you're right. There are some of you who don't need to do it. If someone is doing that, should we point it out and like make a big, you have to do that, I don't have to do that. Is that what we should do? No. The key here in math, the key for you guys is find ways to be successful. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yep.
Different people are going to do different things to be successful. So we said we had 25. The 5 goes down here. The 20 comes up here. 2 and now I know I'm saying 2 and 2, but it's really 2 10s plus 2 10s. Do you get that?
Yeah.
2 plus 2 is
4.
plus 1 more is.
5.
So how many would be in the 10th step?
55.
55. Now hopefully, you know what to write down. What I would say, if I were writing this down, I'm going to just give you a starter. I would say there were 21 cubes in the 6th step. I knew for each of the next steps I'd have to add 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I added up 21 and all of those numbers to get. You guys get that? Is that hard?
Mr. Rowe.
But writing, I kind of gave you the whole thing, yes.
Yeah, but is it okay if we have something like close to that?
Always.
Okay.
Hey guys, that's something that I need you guys, I think you guys are smart enough to get this, because like I've said, you guys are a really, really smart group. If you have something really similar to mine, but just a little bit different, is it probably okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to ask me about it. And Parker, it's okay that you were asking about it,
Okay.
because we just started the 2nd quarter. But I want you guys to understand that if I say something really similar to yours,
Okay.
you don't have to ask me if it's okay. It's okay. Now, if it's something way different, you might want to ask me about it. Maybe you just saw it a different way, and that's cool too. But the point that I was going to make is, I know that's some writing to write that out, but when you write something, we want to be able, if anybody came in here and read that, we'd want them to understand what you were trying to say. Does that make sense? It's time consuming, but is it hard? No, I don't think it's hard, but it is time consuming. And I want you guys to understand the difference between that. I don't think that there are too many things that I ask for that are too difficult for you to do. Are they time consuming?
Yes.
Yes, sometimes yes. But you have to learn to do that stuff. Because you think you're going to have to do more or less of that when you get to the middle school?
More.
More. And if you can learn to do it now, it's going to
Be a lot easier.
be a lot easier. Do you guys want to make your own shape?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
okay, how about I give you 3 minutes to do that, then we're going to meet on page 68. The shape, if you don't, then you're going to have 3 minutes to get to page 65. So, a shape pattern, real quickly, I started, that's like using circles, triangles,
What does it mean
squares,
by
trapezoids, whatever you want to use, but that's what they mean, make a pattern.
what does it mean by the rule?
68. Like, what's your pattern?
What's your pattern? So like, here would be an easy one. If I did circle, circle, triangle, circle, circle, triangle, then my rule would be circle, circle.
Oh,
Make sense?
Yeah.
But you can make yours as complex as you want. Go for it. Have fun. Have
do you
fun with
make
it.
like a blank in there for like, or do you just make your own?
You could leave a blank in there. You'd probably have to do the first sequence though before you leave one. Oh man. Feel hot in here?
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Parker, I didn't realize that you had a book order online, so I didn't send it in until like 2 days ago, but now it's on its way.
Okay.
My apologies to you.
I understand.
If
Me
you
and my
ever do
mom
that-
actually thought we didn't have one.
If you ever do that again,
Yeah.
and order online, come in and tell me, and then I'll make sure it gets sent out.
Okay, we just normally do it online.
Okay, next time I send one home, then I'll know to check.
Okay.
But if we could work together, that would be awesome.
That will be fine.
Quickly. And you you have to fill up mine.
I'll fill
Don't
up
mess
yours
up.
because I gotta fill up my water bottle.
You should have done that during the bathroom break.
Oh yeah, I know.
Next time we get a work break, you can go do it.
Do I have time for the next?
2 minutes!
Be quiet.
No, that helps when I do that, because then you know how much time you have. Get to the next one.
Okay.
The next one?
Shit.
65.
Yeah.
So the next one?
Yeah, 65.
No, I don't need that. Why are you never calibrated?
You need a new new smart board. I mean, a new.
I've mentioned it. It's been mentioned.
Really?
Yes.
Have you told like Mr. Anderson?
Yep.
What do you say?
I told him I either want it out of my room or I want it fixed.
What did he
Get
say?
it out of your
He
room.
said that he would talk to some people for me.
Has he?
I don't know. I just told him 2 days ago, so I think not yet.
Oh, 2 days ago. I thought like a while ago.
Here we go.
You're the only man.
It's a great tool when it works, but right now it's not working.
Yeah, like it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it on the
I
whiteboard
think I ate
behind
some
it.
eraser there.
Well, that's what I was saying. If I could project it on the whiteboard, then I could just write on the whiteboard.
Yeah, but you couldn't tap on the whiteboard.
Is that really, so far that hasn't been an issue for us.
Just get different colors.
Or I'd have to work from the computer, it would be fine. Okay, time's up. So, we are doing the estimates, because we got time. In fact, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to be super nice to you.
Super nice.
We're only going to do 4 of the estimates. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll estimate the other 2. I'll let you know. So taking a look at this, it doesn't tell you how far to estimate to, or what place value to estimate to, right? So when I look at this, I would probably make this as easy as I can. And you have enough room to do both of these. So first, do you want to do your estimate first, or do you want to answer first? Yeah, it doesn't do you any good to estimate after you've already answered the question. So here's what I would do. When I look at 2,748, I think to myself on that one, I might just leave that one 2,750, okay? Why did I choose 50 there instead of going to 100? Because 48 is super close to 50. And now my other thought with this is, this one I'm going to round to the hundreds place. I don't even have to round them to the same places. I do want to get as close as I can, but I don't want to work real hard. Estimating's like, okay, so it's kind of weird to explain it this way, but I'm going to explain it this way. When you estimate, you want to get close, but you don't want to work too hard. So it's like being a little bit lazy, but not being super lazy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's maybe a bad way to put it, but you don't need the exact answer. So in this one, I might round this one to, should I round it to 8,600 or 8,700?
700.
Probably 700. 8,700. Now I want you to think about this. This is an important step in estimating. Is my answer that I'm going to get going to be bigger than the actual answer or smaller than the actual answer? Think about that. Think about that. When I do this, is my answer going to be, my estimate going to be bigger or smaller than the actual answer? Class.
Bigger.
It's going to be bigger because I made this bigger and this bigger. And sometimes you might be able to say to yourself, actually it might be pretty close.
Sometimes it's exact.
Could be if things worked out perfectly. So let's figure out our estimate for this one. 0 minus 0. Or excuse me, this is plus, my bad, 0 plus 0.
0.
Now this is why I left this to 5, because this is still super easy now. What's 5 plus 0?
5.
7 and 7?
4.
14.
14. Got to carry that 1,000 up there. Now again, I know I'm calling this a 7 and a 7, but we have to know that it's 700 plus 700, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's just easier for you guys to conceptualize it and think about it and add it as sevens. Make sense? Okay, 2 and 8.
10.
10. I do that purposely because it's easy to get to 10. 10 plus 1 is
11.
11. So 11,450. And we know that this is going to be, I'm just going to put a B down there. I know that it's going to be bigger. Yes?
Sometimes with your estimate, if it goes close, and you know, like this one, we added 2 and 2 is the 2,748, and added 11 to the 8,600.
We added 21.
Oh, yeah. And then if we add that together, we added 23, so we could just do the estimate minus
Okay, so Rajan is taking this, Rajan is thinking really critically here. You did an awesome job, and it's very good mathematical thinking, Rajan. Today I do want you guys to practice the US traditional way, where we line up the place values, but what Rajan is saying is, he said we added 2 to this, and 21 to this. So that's a total of 23. We could subtract 23 from this and get our answer. I want you to actually solve this right now. 2,748 plus 8,679.
Go.
Yep. Yeah.
If we want to do all three of them.
I'm going to do a couple with you, and then I'm going to let you go on your own.
It was bigger.
Gavin, add our ones column. You might be muted. Gavin, add our ones column.
Right there.
Is he still there?
Got kicked out.
It's Gavin and Porter.
Maybe it's tablet shut off.
Gavin, you there? Hey Gavin, unmute for me. Okay, I think, Gavin, did you come on now?
Yeah.
Do our ones column for me.
That equals 17.
17. 7 stays in our one column, we bring the 10 up here. Maddie, do our tens column.
That equals 12.
Okay? 4 plus 7 is 11. 1 more makes 12. The 2 stays here because it's like having 12 tens. The 10 tens go up here because that's 100. Do our hundreds column, Parker.
17. Wait, 14.
14. Okay. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. The 4 stays there because we have 4 hundreds. The 10 hundreds come up here because that's 1,000. Roger, do our thousands place.
11.
Okay? Does our estimate make sense?
Yeah.
11,450, 11,427.
Yeah. It's bigger.
Yeah.
It makes sense because we knew this was going to be bigger by a little bit.
By a little bit, yeah, a lot of it.
Only 23. It's not so bad. Not so bad.
Hey, Rajan, you said it was 523.
Yep, Roger had some good mathematical thinking. Okay, I'm doing this one with you, then I'm going to set you free on your own. I need to check your problem 3 and 4 though. I need to check all of them. Well, specifically your 3 and 4 are probably the ones I want to check because I want to see your estimate. So let's set up our estimate here. Oh, this one's super easy. What do you think we should change this one to?
10,000?
No.
Keep it at 9.
I'd probably go to the hundreds place.
9,600.
That's probably what I would do, yes. Now, Elizabeth, did I give you any rules on this? Could you go to 10,000 if you wanted? You bet. But we do want to try and stay, remember, you want to get as close as you can without working very hard. Now, does that mean you shouldn't work at all? Like, if we did 10,000, that's like, kind of like, whatever, right? But you want to work a little bit, but not that hard. So 9,600, that does make that pretty easy, right? Okay. Now take a look at this one. What could we change this to? 5,359. Think about what you'd change that to. Remember, we want to make this as easy as we can without working hard. What might we change this to? What might we change it to, Hadley?
Um, 5,360.
You could do that. That wouldn't be terrible. That would probably get you a close estimate. I wouldn't, and here's why I wouldn't do that. I do not want to have to regroup. I'm going to be lazy. So I might change mine to 5,000, because you don't get to be lazy in math very often, do you?
No.
No. I might change this to 5,400. So go ahead and figure out your estimate. Then we're going to talk about it.
That sounds so cool.
Yeah, I hear it. Okay, anybody need more time? Let's figure it out real quick. Everybody, 0 minus 0.
0.
0 minus 0.
0,
6 minus 4.
2,
And 9 minus 5.
4.
Okay, so we've gotten 4,000,
No. Oh, just wait. Never mind.
4,200. Now, subtraction's a little bit more difficult to figure out if your estimate is bigger or smaller, and I want to show you why. Here we have 9,598. You guys see that? Here we have 5,359. And we're changing those numbers a little bit. So I like to think about this as being a ceiling and this being the floor. Okay? And there's this much space between them. That's a number, right? Let's pretend it's inches or whatever you want to pretend it is.
A dog.
No, it's got to be a measurement of some sort, okay? Because this is at 5,359. This is at 9,598. Everybody understand?
Yeah.
What we're doing with the ceiling is we're adding 2 to it, right? So if you did that, the distance gets bigger. So that would make it a bigger estimate. But we're also adding 31 to this, or 41. We're adding 41 this way. So in reality, oh, I put a 4, not a 41. In the reality of it, the ceiling got higher by 2, but the floor got higher by 49. Is this, so we got the blue distance, which is our original, bigger or smaller than the new distance? Is the red smaller or bigger?
Smaller.
So we would actually expect our estimate to be,
Smaller.
yeah, do you guys see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll be able to see it better when we get the numbers. Actually solve the subtraction problem then. Now we're actually solving it. 9,598 minus 5,359. Actually solve that for me. Remember, you're going to have to regroup here. We cross out the 9, we make it a 8. We bring that 10 that we just got, 10 ones over here to make that 18. Go ahead and finish it. I feel you too.
Okay, that one sounded.
What?
I don't even think that would be
God, that sounds like a dog.
I mean, I was just eating pencils. Wow.
It'd be really cool if when you get done talking, you maybe go back on mute. I gotta figure out who's gonna help us solve this.
He's gonna draw sticks every time. He's never not gonna draw sticks the first time.
Okay, Ava, do our ones column.
You have to read both the 9 and 8, and then the 8 are 9. 9 minus 9 is 8.
Okay, we're doing the ones column there, so you said something about a 9?
Yeah, you have to. Oh, 18 minus 9 equals
Okay, 18 minus 9 is 9. Okay, doing our tens place, I've got Braylon,
9. And in 10th place we have 3.
because 8 minus 5 is 3.
Trace.
Doing our next one, Braden,
2.
because 500 minus, this is what I'd like us to get to, so you guys say this. It's a 2 because 500 minus 300 is 200. And Chase, do the last one. Probably on mute.
4,000.
Okay, 4,000, why?
Because, 5 is 10, so just take 1 away from that 5.
Okay, that's an interesting way to think of it. So I thought of a different way to explain this to you. If you thought about this like mountaintops, okay? We're at 9,598. And this one grows, so now it grows just a little bit to be 9,600, right? The distance got bigger. If you look, it was 39, so now it'd be up to 41 taller, right? Then you're taking this, and we rounded this to 5,400. This mountain peak just grew up to here, right? Do you guys see how the distance between here and here got smaller?
Yeah.
So subtraction's a little harder to do that, that estimating on. So what I'd like to see you do is stop humming. That's also on the interweb now. Everybody just heard you humming for like the last 30 seconds. I'd like you to do 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 today. Which two do you have to do estimating on?
3 and 4.
Just the estimates on 3 and 4. You can solve 5 and 6 without doing the estimates. When you're done, you gotta let me see it, okay? Everybody good?
Yep.
All right, excellent. Get to work.